Baina TV, connected to your world.
It's midday. Good afternoon to you and welcome to Baina Midday News. This news is coming to you live from Benab House, Atomic Junction, Medina. My name is Sharifat Wayuba. Coming up in this afternoon's bulletin. Court issues bench warrant for the immediate arrest of NPP's Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Entry Buesiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, for failing to appear in court for his ongoing criminal trial without obtaining permission or providing valid explanation for his absence. Still to come, First Deputy Minority Whip petitions President Mahama for the release of investigative report on the Agassiz helicopter crash victims. Checking out on what to expect on the international front, and protests erupt in Cameroon for the second time following the announcement of the re-election of President Paul Biya. Details of these stories comes up shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, this news is live on Facebook at Baina TV. Now the news in details. The Accra High Court has issued a bench warrant for the immediate arrest of the New Patriotic Party's Ashanti Regional Chairman, Bernard Entry Buesiako, widely known as Chairman Wontumi. The warrant was ordered on Tuesday, October 28, 2025, after the embattled regional chairman failed to appear in court for his ongoing criminal trial without obtaining permission or providing a valid explanation for his absence. Chairman Wontumi was earlier released from police custody on October 10 after meeting bail conditions in two separate illegal mining cases. He had spent 3 nights in detention before being freed. On October 7, 2025, the Criminal Division of the Accra High Court granted him bail of 15 million Ghana cedis. As part of the bail terms, he was placed on a stop list at all Ghanaian entry and exit points, pending further orders from the court. He faces 6 charges, including breaches of Ghana's mining laws, unlawful assignment of mineral rights, and facilitating unlicensed mining operations. His co-accused are Kwame Entry, a director of Akunta Mining, and the company itself. The bail conditions required Wontumi to provide 3 sureties, 2 of whom must justify with landed property within the court's jurisdiction. He was also directed to deposit his passport with the court's registrar and remain on the stop list until until further notice. The sureties were additionally required to provide copies of their Ghana cards and digital addresses. Per the court's directive, Wontumi was to report to the case investigator on the 1st and 3rd of Monday every month, with the investigator submitting proof of compliance to the court. However, shortly after meeting 15 million Ghana cedis bail conditions, Wontumi was rearrested and arraigned before another high court on new charges. Alongside 4 others, he faces 7 counts related to illegal mining. He has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of mining without a license, abetting the unauthorized felling of trees, and abetting the unauthorized erection of buildings in a forest reserve. He was later granted another bail of 10 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. The Member of Parliament for Tolon and First Deputy Minority Whip Alhaji Habib Idrisu has officially written to the President, John Dramani Mahama, seeking an update on the ongoing investigation into the August 6th helicopter crash that claimed the lives of 8 senior government officials and military officers. In a letter dated October 27, 2025, the legislator cited Article 21(1)(f) of the 1992 Constitution and Section 18 of the Rights to Information Act 2019, Act 989, both of which guarantee citizens access to information of public interest.
The tragic crash, which occurred 2 months ago, resulted in the death of Defense Minister Dr. Omani Boamah, Minister of Environment Alhaj Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator Alhaj Muniru Muhammad, NDC Vice Chairman Dr. Samuel Sapon, former parliamentary candidate Mr. Samuel Abuaji, Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado. Following the incident, government announced on August 25 that a committee of inquiry had been established to investigate the cause of the crash and assure the public that its findings will be released within 30 days. However, Mr. Idrisu noted that no report or update has been issued since the committee's formation, despite heightened public interest in the matter. In a petition to the President, Mr. Idrisu stated that, in light of the time elapsed and the significant public concern surrounding this tragedy, I respectfully request a copy of the investigative report or an official update. The public deserves to know the circumstances that led to the loss of such distinguished figures and dedicated public servants. He further urged that, if the final report is not yet ready, an interim update should be made available to assure the public of the government's transparency and accountability. According to him, this will not only keep citizens informed, but also demonstrate the government's commitment to openness during this difficult period. Mr. Idrisu concluded by expressing hope for a timely response in line with the provisions of the law.
Now moving on to other stories, government through the Ministry of the Interior and the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons has announced plans to roll out a nationwide gun amnesty in the coming days as part of efforts to curb the proliferation of illicit firearms and rising gun-related violences across the country. In a statement dated October 27th, the Commission expressed deep concern about the growing use of unregistered weapons, which it said had turned minor disagreements and social events into violent confrontations and tragic incidents.
The National Commission on Small-Scale Arms and Light Weapons warned that the increasing presence of illegal firearms poses a serious threat to national peace and security. The forthcoming gun amnesty program will allow individuals in possession of unlicensed or illegal firearms to voluntarily surrender them to authorities without fear of arrest, interrogation, or prosecution. During the amnesty period, anyone who turns in a weapon will be exempt from illegal action, as the initiative focuses on peace building rather than punishment. According to NACSA, the program will be led by Minister for Interior in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service and other security agencies. The overall goal is to enhance public safety and significantly reduce the circulation of illegal arms nationwide. In a statement released, the Commission noted that this is not a witch hunt or a move to prosecute anyone. It is about saving lives, preventing tragedy, and giving Ghanaians the chance to choose peace over violence. The Commission urged all individuals who have hidden, buried, or stored unregistered firearms to prepare to hand them over once the amnesty officially begins. It stressed that each gun surrendered represents one less instrument of fear and one more step toward a peaceful Ghana. The Commission also called on the public to support the initiative and help spread awareness, emphasizing that national unity and cooperation are essential to ending the cycle of gun violence. For further information, the public is advised to contact the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons at 0599 070944.
Meanwhile, the Bono Regional Police Command in Odumase, Sunyani West Municipality has arrested a 20-year-old man, Collins Treme, for unlawful possession of a firearm and narcotic drugs. According to the police, the suspect was apprehended during an intelligence-led operation at his residence, where a search was conducted. During the search, the officers found a polythene bag containing dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp concealed in a bathroom ceiling. In the course of interrogation, Chirame initially denied owning any firearm but later confessed and led the police to an unfinished building near his home. There, officers retrieved a Makarov pistol and 4 rounds of 7.62 by 17 mm ammunition. Chief Inspector Thomas Akila, Public Relations Officer for the Bono Regional Police Command, confirmed the arrest and reiterated the command's commitment to intensifying operations to combat the illegal possession of firearms and narcotic drugs in the region. Moving on, the Ghana Muslim Mission Domi branch has organized a one-day workshop dubbed the Takadum Progress Workshop to inspire positive change among young Muslim leaders and strengthen their role in community development. Held under the theme for young imams and concerned Muslims, the event brought together young Islamic leaders, scholars and Muslim youth from various parts of the country at the National Mosque in Kanda to share knowledge and discuss ways to advance the Muslim community.
The workshop featured renowned Islamic scholars and community leaders who led participants through sessions designed to be educative, inspirational and purposeful, focusing on knowledge sharing, brainstorming and leadership development. Speaking to the media, one of the speakers of the event, Sheikh Amin Bonsu, emphasized the importance of collective effort in building a stronger Muslim community. He urged every Muslim to contribute at least 1 cedi towards projects such as building schools and mosques, stressing that such initiatives would greatly benefit the Ummah.
This conference, purposely, as we all know, when we are together, we are not poor. When we are together and we mobilize ourselves for a common purpose, a vision of development, inshallah, once we are many, we can do it. Just like the example I'm giving, that if we are 6 million in Ghana, 20%, and 3 million give are able ones, and the 3 million, the poor, the aged, and the children, and the infants. Then we are, and everybody is paying 1 cedi every month, every week. Every month we have 12 million Ghana cedi. That's 120 billion. 120 million by 12. It's big money that we can work with it, and you have within short term. If we're about to eat, inshallah, by Allah's grace.
The second speaker, Dr. Zagun Harun, also explained that the workshop aimed to educate young imams to become effective leaders and to correct misconceptions about leadership within the Muslim community. He urged Muslims to commit themselves to their own growth and development rather than depending on external support.
The takeaway from this conference is that Muslims must learn to commit themselves to their own development instead of relying on others. And also the main actors who are the youth. Ghana, we have what we call, the bulk of our population is the youth. The youth must be part and parcel of issues of leadership, within our communities. And they should be prepared to sacrifice rather than always, waiting to be given.
The headmaster of Twenoko School, Sheikh Abdul Rahman Butri, highlighted the role of education in Islam, noting that knowledge is essential for practicing the faith effectively.
Islamic education and its impact in our lives. Islamic education is very important and is very paramount, without which we will not be able to practice our religion with clear and sound knowledge. Now, when you come to our setting as Muslims, you realize that basically as Muslims we have to appreciate our belief system, that is the area of Tawheed, and also we need to appreciate the personality behind Islam in terms of the Prophet, that is the area of Sirah, learning the biography, and also the traits of the Prophet ﷺ will be a source of inspiration.
Some of the participants expressed gratitude to the organizers, noting that the workshop had enlightened them and strengthened their resolve to apply what they learned in their communities.
Very good workshop. It's a day workshop, but we have learned a lot, and we wish periodically this kind of workshop should be organized among Muslims. Students, Muslims are here, imams are here, community leaders are here.
The issues some of the ACHS and the uni schools face, the problems they face in their schools, the GEMSA. So some of the problems are we don't have syllables. When we leave our houses, to GEMSA, where we meet to have the GEMSA, as we are going with, we have nothing.
They were encouraged to embrace continuous learning, unity and progress in line with Islamic principle.
And on this note, we go for a quick break. We'll be back with some more.
Kada ku rasa shirin siyasa da kuka fi so tare da Amir Mukhtar Mauni, showing Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on Baina TV. In a world hungry for meaning comes a stage unlike any other. 14 voices, 14 visions, one mission to inspire true talent rooted in truth.
In the nights where no one hears my whispers, Allah does. A direct relationship with Him feels like melting in His arms. No shame, no confusion, no barriers, just love.
From Quran to creativity, from knowledge to performance, they will compete not just to impress but to awaken hearts.
The Prophet ﷺ is speaking to you. He says that verily you have to hold on to my amana.
Why do people engage in illegal mining? The answer is very simple: quick money. The youth out there are jobless and therefore see illegal mining as a way to escape poverty.
I am Hamida Hussein. I am a wife, a mother, a teacher, a student, and a Muslimah. And I'm not yet done.
Every child, especially the girl child, should be given that opportunity to seek both Islamic and secular education.
They will be mentored by scholars, artists, and visionaries. But in the end, only one will rise. Nations. This fall, the world will witness the power of faith, art and passion combined. This is the Show. Showing Fridays at 8 p.m. only on Baina TV.
You're welcome back. You're still watching Baina Midday News on Baina TV. Now moving on to some business story. The Bank of Ghana has rolled out a new anti-money laundering, countering terrorism financing and proliferation financing guidelines to tighten oversight and strengthen compliance across the banking sector. According to the central bank, the move forms part of broader efforts to safeguard Ghana's financial system from illicit financial flows and align national practices with international standards.
The updated September 2025 guidelines introduce stricter due diligence requirements for banks, specialized deposit-taking institutions, and other regulated financial entities. Institutions are now required to conduct enhanced customer verification, assess risk exposure more thoroughly, and promptly report suspicious transactions to the Financial Intelligence Center. The guidelines also place greater responsibility on board and senior management to oversee compliance systems and ensure continuous staff training on anti-money laundering protocols. The BOG explained that the new framework seeks to reinforce risk-based supervision and prevent financial institutions from being used as channels for money laundering, terrorism financing, or proliferation-related activities. Additionally, the guidelines address issues concerning politically exposed persons, beneficial ownership transparency, and the use of technology to enhance financial monitoring. By strengthening Ghana's AML-CFT framework, the Bank of Ghana aims to boost financial stability, investor confidence, and the country's reputation as a transparent and secure financial hub. The central bank further stated that the updated framework aligns with Financial Action Task Force principles and supports Ghana's goal of meeting international compliance benchmarks ahead of upcoming peer reviews. The BOG has urged all financial institutions to thoroughly review and implement the new measures, warning that failure to comply will attract regulatory sanctions.
And on the international front, protests have erupted for a second consecutive day in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala, after the announcement of President Paul Biya's re-election for an unprecedented 8th term. Security forces have been deployed across several districts to contain the unrest.
Barricades, burning ties, and gunfire have marked the tense atmosphere in Douala and other major cities following Monday's declaration by the Constitutional Council confirming Biya's victory. At 92 years old, Biya has ruled Cameroon continuously since 1982, making him one of Africa's longest-serving leaders. The results, strongly disputed by opposition candidate Issa Chiroma Bakari, have sparked widespread anger and frustration among citizens. The situation in Douala deteriorated rapidly on Monday, with reports of looting, destruction of public property, and live rounds being fired. The violence has brought much of the city to a standstill as security forces attempt to restore order.
And And in sports, former Brazil international Dani Alves has embraced life as an evangelical preacher after being acquitted of rape by the Spanish appeal court. The 42-year-old former Barcelona defender spent over a year in prison before his conviction was overturned, a period that nearly destroyed his football career. Endorsements